Yeah, so my first year was actually like the inaugural year. Well, I know Jeff Davis has been doing like work for Clemson football for many years, but my 2016 was like the first year that I think the PAW Journey was founded as like what it's become came to be. And I would just say like my experience has been awesome. I think it's always been for the players, not there are people that run it like Savannah, Bailey, Jeff Davis, and then Rashard Hall, then even Travis Blanks now, and then Reggie Pleasant, just all the people that comprise and make PAW Journey what it is. But my experiences it has been ultimately whatever I wanted to make of it. I've been to internships. Everything that we did this summer was through PAW Journey. I've seen other teammates do whatever dream they had, where usually in our case we have to wait until we finish football to figure out some of our dreams. But it's been awesome to see PAW Journey come alongside of us while we're still in the midst of like this football dream and see us chase other dreams. So I've been to New York, I've been to California, I have been to where else have I been for internship? To Raleigh, North Carolina. That's not that far, but I've been there too. Just for internships over the past couple of years. I was supposed to go to New York again this past summer, but obviously Corona hit, and just I think it's been awesome. Like my experience has been uh, very rare than what I would say a lot of my other friends, other schools would say about their experiences. Just because I feel like we really have been able to use football and more so like obviously right now in this time to maximize opportunity now, but at the same time to set us up for like future success in days to come. And I would just say if people don't have a PAW Journey, I think they should definitely get one in other schools just because it really does like maximize the players' opportunity and time. Keith?
Yes, love following Darien. Like Darien, like you said, been a great time since I've been here. Obviously, what they started was amazing because it definitely was probably the number one reason why I even committed to Clemson. Just seeing PAW Journey and what it did for the players, the success rate it has come out of college, and just building the players up. You know, when you come in at different levels, it's just great to see what this program's doing for our guys. So, you know, like everything Darien said, just getting to do some internships. I was able to do one in Greenville. My first year here, a freshman, hadn't been here for a couple months, and I was getting the same opportunities as everybody else. And that definitely helped grow me. And like, you know, Corona and like he spoke on, kind of messed up the plans, wanted to do a little internship as well this summer and maybe do a trip abroad, you know, with Savannah. But you know, that's on the back burner, but it's been a great time. And definitely, like you said, just would push this with any program, any school, because the development for life after football and just growing as a person, as a leader has been amazing for me. So it's been a fun time.
Darien, KJ, appreciate you guys sharing those experiences. We will open the line for questions. Again, it can be PAW Journey or football, but both Darien and KJ are available.
Hey guys, it's David with TigerNet. I guess the first question would be, you know, for people that don't understand, how does PAW Journey work? Do you guys have meetings? Do you have individual meetings with Savannah, with Reggie, with Rashard? I mean, you know, what is it like in an everyday setting for you guys?
Yeah, it's everyday setting. So we usually have like monthly meetings. And then whenever there's like this summer was super crunch time. I think we had a meeting like every other day. Because there was just a lot going on and we need to make like very urgent decisions about what direction we want to take and how we want to do it. So over time, like obviously everything evolves. At the beginning, it was just like whoever wanted to be a part of it. And then as the program and like the PAW Journey start to like get more notoriety and it started to become like a more known thing in the program, we started making decisions about how we can have like an ambassador process. So now you got to get like 2 recommendations and you got to be at least for 1 season and then you can apply to be an ambassador. And it's like we want as many guys in there as possible because obviously you can never have enough leaders. And there's no true hierarchy like there is in football because you got to have a hierarchy in football. Like you got 5-star kids, you got guys who are playing, you got starters. But I think the beauty about PAW Journey really has been like no matter where you are in a program, which is a good part of my story. No matter where you are in a program, you can be as involved as anybody else. And I think that's like what makes PAW Journey special because it doesn't like exclude anybody based on what you do on the field. It's ultimately, if you're in the program, you want to make a difference, you want to help, you can come and join them and do something. And so that's probably like the monthly meetings, and then just like the ambassador process. And then KJ, I might have forgot something, but definitely add.
Hit it on the head, monthly meetings, and like you said, just anybody gets the chance to join. Have to have good standing with your teammates and everybody in the facility. But like you said, we just try and get as many people in as possible. And it's your walk of life, so if you feel like you're ready to take that next level, take that next step and grow yourself and develop, that's when it's time to join for sure.
Hey guys, it's Trevor from CUTigers.com. Thanks for doing this. I'm just curious, how big of a factor do you think the PAW Journey is in recruiting, and is it difficult at all to try to impart just how special the whole experience is to recruits?
I would say for me, I think it's big because like I spoke on earlier, it is like the number one reason, aside from so many obviously great reasons that our program has, but it was number one for why I wanted to come here. And so I think that speaks more to anything. And that was when I really didn't know much about it. I just knew the success rate and the job and whatnot of getting jobs after football was high. And I knew that if I went through this program, it would help me grow as an individual. But what I didn't know is, number one, all the camaraderie I have with my teammates who are like-minded as me and wanted to be successful, and really just all the communication and meeting new people, successful people in the business world. And I think for the recruiting process, it's pitched well. And I'm not a recruiter, obviously, but I can only imagine it's gotten even better since my year's coming up. And it's definitely a step up. It's definitely an advantage for us because, like I said, I saw it as such a great thing. And that was just in comparison to other programs. And that's not to put anybody down, but I was, with a lot of top programs in the recruiting process, and this one stuck out. This one stuck out for sure.
Yeah, I would just kind of piggyback because I found myself pitching this to a lot of recruits as they come in and we take them on business and stuff like that. And I would just say it really is a distinction. Like it's like one of our distinctive characteristics about like us in the college football world. Because I feel like I think the whole goal, like Clemson's mantra is to like for us to be the example to college football about what we should do and how we should do it. And hopefully, I've seen other programs have to implement stuff because we've done it here and done it well. And I would say as a young kid, like who wouldn't want to be a part of a program that's winning on the field, but then also off the field, you're seeing all these guys get opportunities. And like even if it is to further your NFL career, like we see a lot of guys, like a lot of our best players have been ambassadors over the past 4 or 5 years. And then just to see their like development as people, they attribute a lot to PAW Journey and their experience here. Then obviously guys that went on and done other things that they didn't get an opportunity to play in the NFL. And you just seen like how they just go killed in the real world and be different and be difference makers. So I would just say as a recruit, and just obviously, man, if you're a parent, like a lot of people's parents are like just blown away because it's like, why would you not want to send your kid here? Because it's like you pretty much molding them to be a better person, better man, and you know they're just not going to get used by football at Clemson, which is like what I think makes Clemson different. And like you said, not to put anybody down, but definitely to like to put us up in that sense of just like being real about like I think Coach Sweeney has done a good job by molding our program to where like it is what it is, and I think people can see that it's an authentic thing. It's not just for gimmicks.
Hey guys, it's Jeff. This is Larry Williams with TigerIllustrated.com. I've talked to a lot of former players over the years who, after football ended, whether it was in college or 5, 6, 10 years in the NFL, when it ended, it's like a major crisis for them because their whole identities to that point had been built their whole lives on that. And then it's like, once the cheering stops, it's, what do I do? Who am I? How much do you think this program sort of addresses that in preparing you all for that day whenever it comes, not just with the resources like internships and things like that, but also sort of emotionally as well?
I'd say great question. I think we address it head on, honestly. It's a conversation we've had, and that's a very serious matter. Like we know like our notoriety and stuff comes from us putting them pads on, right? On Saturdays. And while we, and I speak for a lot of guys on PAW Journey, understand that there's more to us than football. Some guys don't necessarily feel that way. They're great talents, but don't know what their next calling in life is. And that's a very hard decision and a very real thing, to have to grasp. And so once football is over, that's another thing PAW Journey does very well is kind of help with that next step. And it's something that we talk about with our fifth quarter and just being after football. And, that's what the guys who are done with football at Clemson get to do. They get to have contact with guys in the PAW Journey office, and they get to help them with that next step. So it's a big thing, and it's something that we definitely take very seriously. And the guys upstairs and ladies have done a great job with our former teammates as far as helping them out on their next step for sure.
Yeah, I would say great question too. And to piggyback, just I got a Coach Swinney quote that popped into my head. I got so many of them that run in my head all the time. But he always says the best time to fix a leak in the roof is when the sun is shining, not when it's raining. And like that's kind of been like PAW Journey's like stance on like preparing us for like life after football. Because I feel like the best time for us to prepare for like life after football is while we're playing football. Because we got so many people want to see us, so many people want to know us, so many people want to help us. And I feel like a lot of people kind of get that ball rolling too late, and you got all the opportunity and like advantages right now while we're in the midst of like some of our peaks of our like I guess influence. And so I think that's what PAW Journey is kind of like try to capitalize on as far as like helping us see that like, hey, your best opportunity to prepare for like what you want to do after football is like do it now. Like especially in the offseason, we got so much time on our hands to pursue like other things we're passionate about. And I feel like that's been big for a lot of guys that come through it. Like even the guys that do make it to the league, at least they know like something they can fall back on, something they can invest in, something else they can like do with their time. And I feel like now it's just it's been cool to see, even for me, a lot of my passions, and like they've helped me invest in other things beyond football. So if it does end, I do feel like I'm prepared. But no matter who it is, it definitely is never going to be like the most easy transition. But I think Clemson's trying to make it like I guess a healthy transition for all of us to at least know that we're more than just football players, and obviously capitalizing on the time we have right now to like, this is the time to prepare, not later when we don't have it anymore.
I don't want to get under your position on pay for play, but sort of the leading, I guess, ammunition for people who support pay for play is, well, they don't get anything, all they get is a scholarship and books. I'm curious if you could put a monetary value on this program in the context of that. I guess I can't ask you to put a number on it, but I'm just saying how valuable is it in your mind generally from a monetary standpoint to have these types of resources?
Yeah, I would say, KJ looking at me, so I'm gonna take this one at the heels.
This one's for you.
I would say, yeah. I would say it's immense, and just like I think Coach Swinney, people give him a bad rap sometimes because they take everything he says out of context. I feel like he really is for us getting as much as we can get, but ultimately putting education first. And I would just say like, man, like my internships, like they were all paid for, and I got paid. So I mean, like that's self-explanatory. And then like to take a service trip and the guys don't have to pay for anything is not cheap. And then all like the resources we have available to us throughout the years to like for people come in to speak to us, financial coaches, we get prepped for like agents, draft, all that stuff. I feel like it's like we do get a lot. I guess to the people that say that, I think they would love to see us get more. And I think that's in the works. And I feel like even Clemson is trying to be on the front edge of like how do we get our athletes like the best prep for that time? Because ultimately, like with anything, there's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it. But I feel like that, like I think it is coming down the works as people see. It's kind of inevitable that college athletes will eventually start to get paid for their likeness and name and image. And I feel like they're like Clemson's preparing us for that time that's coming, hopefully real soon. But yeah, I would just say we get a lot. I think the whole notion of that argument is just saying like obviously there's opportunity for us to get more, and not in a way that's greedy, but I feel like it's the way that's probably rightfully so, as a lot of people are making money and benefiting off of what we do. And I think Clemson's trying to be on the cutting edge of how do we do that the best way. And I feel that's kind of been our mantra. It's like the best is a standard. So obviously we're gonna walk that path. But yeah, hopefully I answered your question. But I would say, yeah, I think we're very blessed. But I think that obviously he has opportunity to get more in the future. KJ, if you wanna,
I mean, you hit it on the head for sure. I'd say too, just the personal growth, and that's something you don't necessarily have money with it. But from Darren knows as well, like just some of the teammates and the backgrounds they come from, to join this program and just to see what they grow into, and what that's going to lead to further down the road. Whatever money that makes them or whatever that does for their life, it's hard to put a price on that, and it literally comes from this organization and this group of people right here. And so I think that's one of the cooler things as well. Like, there's no monetary value per se, but it definitely does a big thing for our lives for sure.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. This is for both of you. Since this weekend will be your third straight game starting at noon, I was wondering what your ideal pregame breakfast is.
go ahead, KJ.
All right. Definitely more than Travis, more than Frosted Flakes. I like a nice bowl of oatmeal. Old man, just give me some energy and just some water. I don't go too heavy because we be having meetings in the morning and stuff, and as you can imagine, Coach V don't want me to leave those meetings, so I gotta have light on the stomach. You know what I'm saying? And that usually does the trick for me every noon for sure.
Yeah, I would say I'm definitely on the light on the stomach too, because you get those pregame jitters and you gotta do what you gotta do. But I would say I'm eggs, a little bit of grits. I don't even think I eat meat on game days because I feel like it makes me feel heavy. A little bit of eggs, a little bit of grits, and I think some potatoes. And then I always get a bowl of oatmeal too. Put some brown sugar, some blueberries in there, and I'm good to go. And so yeah, just keep it simple. But if it's a late game, I'm picking out. But early games, I'm chilling.
Did you guys give Travis a hard time for the Frosted Flakes thing?
Oh yeah, because I saw him eating them. I didn't really know that was all he had. I thought he didn't like the food or something. And then I realized that's all he had, and it definitely showed up in the game. So
I didn't know what happened until after the game. So he learned his lesson. I don't think I need to say anything to him. I'll do that again. So.
Anybody with anything else for these two?
KJ, it's Trevor.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Trevor again. If I could just ask you about Saturday, it seemed like the defense really picked the offense up and kind of rejuvenated both the team and the crowd there in the third quarter with all the turnovers and of course the scoop and score and all that. Just how do you feel about the play of the defense overall?
I think we played well. I think we played hard. It definitely was a slow game for all of us. And but that's what it is. It's a team sport. They lean on us, we lean on them, and that offense has been just amazing this year. And so it was good. It was definitely good, for us to step up and do our part as a defense. I know Booth himself has earned it. He's been working hard, but I think I can definitely say effort wise and things like that. It was fun. It was fun to be a part of for sure. And it was a great team win for sure.